All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So I wanted to quickly step out and give my 2 cents on some of the answers or responses from Jets general manager Joe Douglas, who just met with the media around 20 minutes ago here. So the first batch of questions was in regards to Robert Saleh's firing. Douglas said there's really nothing more that needs to be said about it. There's nothing more that Douglas would like to add to the response or the statement that Woody Johnson initially gave when he made the decision to fire Saleh after that London Week 5 performance against the Minnesota Vikings, right? One of the games in the losing streak. Douglas actually said that he serves at the pleasure of the owner, again, alluding to Woody Johnson. To me, that is saying, you know what, it wasn't necessarily my decision to fire Saleh. I have a boss, and my boss is Woody Johnson, and my boss, Woody Johnson, wanted to do this. That's the vibe it gave off to me. Like, I'm just here. I'm just the general manager of this team, and this was not a general manager's decision that was made. That, again, that's the vibe that I took away from it, took away from those responses. Douglas addressed the losing streak. He addressed not having a winning record since he's taken over in 2019. That, to me, is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we can look at the career record. We all know it. We all have beaten it to death. We all know how bad it's been over the last handful of years, right? It's the playoff drought, whatever. It's been awful, especially in this day and age where you are seeing teams turn it around in 1 year. Houston Texans, Washington Commanders, these teams can just easily flip the switch. I shouldn't say easily, but quickly flip the switch. And by no means am I saying, oh, because the Jets didn't turn it around in 1 year or year two, then it's a failure. No, absolutely not. Every situation, every team is different. But I think it goes to show that it shouldn't take years on end to get this team to 500. And I think that's, ultimately why a lot of Jets fans are frustrated, right? We want to get back to the playoffs. We want to get back to being a respectable, franchise in the NFL to where, opponents don't want to play us. So until we can, prove that otherwise on the field and end the season with a winning record, end the season by making the playoffs, we have to have that conviction. There's a big sense of hope, but there's not that conviction on the field. And until we get that on-field product, the conviction is just not going to be there. It's just going to continue to be all potential, all on paper, and this and that and this and that, right? All the topics that everyone has been talking about all season. In regards to, again, the losing streak and whatnot, he did say that it starts with him. It's obviously a frustrating situation, but in regards to, just kind of the feeling within the organization, the feeling within the locker room, Douglas did go on to say that everything is still right in front of this team. We're not mathematically eliminated, not verbatim, right? But that was the point. And that, there is a sense of optimism there. You look at Joe Douglas's contract, right? It's over at the end of this season. And I felt as though in the clips that were being shared on social media about, Douglas's little press conference wasn't the right word because, it was just him meeting with reporters. It sounded, I don't want to use the word dejected or like lack of energy, but it really felt as though, hey, I'm here, things haven't gone our way, and it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. So, it wasn't really a press conference to me, at least, where it felt like, he really wanted to be there. It just kind of felt full, we got to meet with the media, that type of thing. And, who actually knows what's truly the feeling within the organization. But look, if the Jets, managed to win games, and Douglas did, talk about the fact that the Jets battled back, faced adversity in that first half against the Texans game and found a way to win against a good opponent in the Houston Texans. Maybe we can potentially see more of that this season. Obviously, that's the hope. But again, until we see that on-field product, the conviction isn't there. If you're a Ravens fan, if you're a Steelers fan, if you're a Bills fan, if you're a Lions fan, if you're a Chiefs fan, you have conviction. You have conviction that your team's going to do well and win games and, put up numbers or whatever the case may be, get to the playoffs. But with the Jets right now, it's like we're all hoping for it. hoping for the success. It's not a guarantee. And, of course, the NFL is the NFL. Nothing is guaranteed. But when you have these top-end organizations that really know themselves and know how to attack the rest of the NFL, it really, just talk to any one of these fan bases, any fan from any of these fan bases. There's a confidence level with them. I also wanted to talk a little bit about some of the comments made by Quentin Jefferson, who's ex-Jet, right, who signed with the Buffalo Bills this morning. Now, there was a big push. Lots of Jets fans were like, okay, this is a no-brainer. Bring him back. Best pass rushing season of his career with the New York Jets last year. The Jets feel as though they upgraded with Javon Kinlaw. They bring him in instead, giving him a 1-year, $8 million deal. And Jefferson goes to Cleveland. The Browns ended up cutting Jefferson. And again, lots of Jets fans were like, oh, hey, man, we should be all over this. It's just another interior pass rusher. And we have some injuries at the position. We don't have JFM anymore. Leki Fotu, kind of the team's primary run stuffer, is on IR. Let's take some of the pressure off of the undrafted free agents and go out and get a guy who's already produced in this system that knows this team. Well, again, Quentin Jefferson chooses the Bills and then talked about why he decided to go to the Bills. And the key word in his response, or the idea that he was getting at, was a winning culture. A winning culture, right, with the Buffalo Bills. And, you can't really blame them. The Bills are rolling this season. They have a fantastic record. They don't look like they're going to be slowing down anytime soon. And then so it's like, all right, Quentin Jefferson's off the board. What about the other defensive tackle that was released? The one from Dallas who could potentially help stuff the run in a 4-3 defense, Jordan Phillips. Nope, he's off the board. And we were talking about Jordan Phillips last night on Tyson's stream on, Let's Talk Jets Radio. Jordan Phillips is now off the board. Who did he go to? The Buffalo Bills. So, again, I don't want to talk about a lack of energy from that Douglas presser, but just, it really felt as though it's just, hey, it is what it is. I'm here. And that's kind of it. Very, very just kind of status quo, vanilla, not necessarily, I don't want to use the word boring, but just like, hey, I'm here until I'm not. That was the type of vibe it gave off to me. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section on this, on the Quentin Jefferson thing, on the, even on the Jordan Phillips thing as well. Anyway, thanks so much. I appreciate you guys. And as always, go Jets.